What's up, YouTube? It's Leica. I'm back with another video, and as y'all can see by the title, what we're going to be discussing today. First, I really want to start this conversation off on, a spiritual awakening. My first thing that come to mind when I hear spiritual awakening is liberation, freedom, joy, happiness, and just blissful moment in your life. But what I'm experienced to learn is that it's the total opposite when you first wake up to the truth of how this world operates. So first and foremost, it's going to do something to you psychologically, because you already thinking that your life is based off on external events happening, and all these things that affect you, affect how your life transpire. But it's the total opposite of that. You know what I'm saying? Your life is happening through you. You the consciousness in the ethers that's creating your reality that you're currently living in. And that will definitely do something to you psychologically, because for one, there's no more blaming others, blaming, this or that. You just got to sit there and know that you are the cause of certain things transpiring in your life. Remember, it's all about energy and frequency and all of these things. So we definitely have to change our minds in order to change our external. And boy, starting from the bottom like I did and working your way up, it's definitely a roller coaster. But we just take it one day at a time, and we just try to get through it as best as possible. So for my experience, what I've been going through, y'all, is complete stillness. And in this stillness, I have thought I was going crazy for a minute. You end up like talking to yourself, talking to the heavens, talking to the Most High. But all in all, really, basically getting to know yourself from a different perspective, from a different level. Not just no surface level. You have to face your darkest, deepest fears. And I know how that is. We get out here talking about, I ain't scared of nothing. But subconsciously, y'all, we be scared. Period. Ain't not one person out here gonna tell me that they don't got some kind of fear. Fear of failure. Fear of success. And I know a lot of us skin folks be scared of success, because with success comes a lot of responsibility with that. And in order for the Most High to even, qualify you to hold some kind of success, you about to go through a process. You got to purge all of those fears. You got to face them. You got to do prayer. And the most important thing that I'm learning is stillness. And with the hustle and bustle we got in this world, everybody want to go. Everybody chasing the bag. Everybody, we got to do this. We got to go there. I want to travel the world. You want to, I don't know, be a YouTube star, or, whatever the case may be that, you set your mind to it. And through all that hustle and bustle, guess what? You can't hear yourself. You can't hear the Most High. You can't hear your higher self. You can't hear nothing. Nothing. So I'm learning in the stillness that I can finally hear myself. I can finally hear myself saying, what I'm afraid of. what's been boggling me down all these years. The things that I didn't even think that was bothering me does bother me. And as I told y'all before, like, I just feel sometimes that I want to be felt like I want to be needed. I want people to look at me as, successful, got a good head on her shoulders, very respectable person, and all of these things. And I'm learning, like, how is somebody gonna look at me in those ways when I'm struggling to look at me in those ways? You know what I mean? And in this stillness, y'all, I've been definitely upgraded spiritually with that discernment of listening to my higher self, listening to the Most High and what He's telling me. And like I spoke in the last video, just listening to my body and what my body tells me at the times that I'm thinking of certain things. And what I mean by that is, I can say I want to be wealthy, but in the back of my head, I'm saying, man, I wish, I hope, and with those wishing and hoping, that means I'm already thinking that I'm not, and that it's not possible for me to be all of those things that I just named. But slowly but surely, I'm renewing my mind and telling myself, you are worthy. You are able to be successful. You are a leader, And some people look at me as a leader right now, to this day, you know what I mean? And here I am struggling to say, well, I don't have this and I don't have that, so I can't be a leader. And that's a bunch of crap. Leadership don't always mean, you got the finest car, the jewelry, and the houses and all of that. Leadership is basically stepping out there, not being afraid, voicing your opinions, voicing your facts, giving wisdom, and through all that get that understanding. And sometimes, just having a conversation with people. Just this right here, I'm giving y'all the wisdom that I learned, and that I am continuing to learn. So that in itself does show a little step of leadership. A lot of people don't even have the balls enough to even get on YouTube, let alone talk to their family or friends or whatever. This is a big jump. This is a big jump to share, what I've been going through and how this awakening has changed my life and how I look at life, how I look at myself, how I look at others, how I look at the world. That takes a lot of guts and a lot of balls, because people can flip on your video and say, she ain't talking about nothing. I don't believe that. You know what I mean? On all the criticism that we know that is out there. Like, I'm blessed enough to not have any negative, comments on my video, but not to say that they will never come or whatever, but I've been preparing myself for that too, because a lot of people don't agree with what you're saying, People got all different, different walks of life and how they look and see things, but it does show leadership. And that in itself makes me feel better on the inside that, you know what, you are a leader. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want none of y'all to be out there discouraged to, step out, tell your story, share your wisdom, and, just be a leader to others. And then also, y'all, what's been happening is, remember I was telling y'all about the repeating numbers and stuff? So I'm starting to realize when I'm seeing these repeating numbers, I'm starting to reflect on how I'm feeling at that particular moment when I see the numbers. So all the numbers that you see are basically where you're vibrating at in that particular moment. That is the Most High, the universe, communicating to you about where you at in your journey at that particular moment. You know, when you see 1111, that means like the veil is at its thinnest between you and the spiritual realm, and things can manifest really fast depending on what you're thinking positive, or if you're thinking about whatever it is that you know you want to bring into your reality. At that point, that is the thinnest. I've noticed, you know, 333. I know a lot of us see 333. 333 is being your spirit team. The Most High is right there with you, rooting you on through your journey. Because just like I told y'all before, we all signed up to do something in this lifetime. So they're just there to, that number is there letting you know that they're with you at that particular time. The 444 is your actual spirit team, your spirit guides, your higher self. They there and they offering you all the support and the love that you need to get through your journey as well. Another one that I've been seeing a lot is 888 and 777. 888 is an infinity sign. You know, abundance, love, joy, the desires of your heart, you know. That means you are in alignment and at the vibrational level of that abundance and, you know, that particular vibration in that moment. 777, intuition, heightened. It's at an all-time high when you see 777. And not only if you may not be vibrating high, you know, vibrating high with your intuition when you see 777, but 777 is an indication that you're being upgraded in your intuition. So pay attention when you see 777. Pay attention to the days to come, or maybe even the weeks, because that means you're getting a download from the Most High, from your higher self. The universe is giving you a download. So pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to what's happening in your mind, psychologically. If anything is like mysteriously going on in your life, pay attention to that. Or if it's somebody or a situation that you kind of skeptical about or something like that, that 777, you see that 777, that means that intuition is going to be heightened. So your discernment is going to be, you know, popping. And you'll be able to make a decision on whatever it is that you're going through at that particular moment too. So anyway, I did want to just make this video real quick, real short, real smooth, because the sun is setting and I wanted to just let y'all know that I'm still here. I'm still hanging in there. I'm still riding that roller coaster of this awakening, and just to make sure that y'all know that your girl ain't giving up. I already know, you know, better is to come. Better is already here. I want to thank everybody for watching the videos. I literally did not even think that the videos would even get this many views. And shout out to my nephew, because I was in a little funk earlier and I was like, man, I ain't doing no videos. I'm done. You know, I was just a little frustrated or whatever. And just out the blue, my nephew said, TT, don't stop making them videos. They might not, you know, be huge or big or whatever, but over time it possibly could be. And so I was like, you know what, nephew, you right. Let me get out this funk, go and post a video, and keep it pushing though. In my next video, which is gonna be real soon, I think I'm gonna surprise y'all and not even make y'all wait till next week, because I've been working on a little something and I want to share with y'all. And this video probably gonna be a good 30-40 minutes, because we finna get it hot, get it popping, get it twisted, and turning, because it's very interesting in what's going on in the world energetically, and I want to just, discuss that with y'all, see how y'all feel. Don't forget, y'all can always comment on the videos. If y'all have any, things y'all want to talk about, leave them down in the comment box. I always read all the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'm going to see y'all on the next rip. Love y'all. Peace.